Well, all right, kiddos, it's time to sharpen up those edges and grease up your chains. We are going to live it up with mountain life. Dropping in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, mountain lifers, mountain lovers, and push comes to shovers, slope sliders and easy riders, ice climbers and hard timers, snowshoers and take no pooers? Okay, that's enough of that, but quick warning, speaking of, there are 2 or 3 instances of adult language on the pod today, so act accordingly if that sort of thing doesn't float your boat. Because 4-time Olympian and 5-time Canadian national snowboard halfpipe champ Mercedes Nicoll is on the show today. And Mercedes definitely takes no poo from no one. But before we get into that, my name is Feet Banks. Thanks for tuning your attention in to Live It Up with Mountain Life. How are you? What's happening out there? Are you feeling the love? We're dropping this episode on Valentine's Day, and for a lot of us, that day's just often a giant freaking letdown, isn't it? Maybe you have to work, or maybe you just lost your turn at the Ski Town romance, or maybe it's going great. Are you getting some love today, mountain lifers? Did you buy the chocolate-dipped strawberries or stomp a big heart into the snow? Do you even have snow? Did you skin out to an empty backcountry cabin for a romantic candlelit dinner? And also, if you actually know of an empty backcountry cabin, it's probably best to just not even answer that last question. Loose lips might not sink that many ships these days, but they certainly do fill up romantic backcountry cabins pretty quick. And another thing, if you're in a backcountry cabin and the people who actually built the cabin show up, you should probably be stoked and honored and not give them a hard time for staying up, talking, or partying past 10 p.m. Just saying, they literally built the cabin, so maybe take a moment to get to know the kind of person that spends years hauling supplies into the wild and building something for the benefit of others, instead of whinging about how they don't fit your sleep app schedule or your Strava goals. But that's a dangerous path to go down, especially on a day like this, because the mountains are for everyone, even people who prioritize themselves over others. But most importantly, the mountains are more fun if you have quality gear keeping you warm and dry. So let's tack a new course and hear from our longtime partners at Jack Wolfskin, makers of sustainable outdoor clothing, gear, and footwear. For almost 40 years, the Jack Wolfskin name and paw print have been a symbol of their trailblazing spirit and regard for nature. Inspired by an expedition in northern Canada in 1981, they have led the pack with innovative eco-conscious technologies, a commitment to social responsibility, and forward-thinking outdoor apparel and equipment designs. If you haven't seen the Jack Wolfskin paw print before, it's because they've only just completed their newest den here in North America. Jack Wolfskin will see you in the wild, wherever that is for you. Okay, let's get into it. Snowboarder Mercedes Nicoll is on the show, and she is the real deal. Competed in 4 Winter Olympics for women's halfpipe and 7 World Championships. She's been the Canadian national champ 5 times, has 8 World Cup podiums, and is a shining example of what it means to love the competition and camaraderie of sport. These days, she's a coach, a writer, a public speaker, an organizer of fun, and a host of the podcast Dropping In with Mercedes Nicoll. Also, I once saw Shania Twain pause in between songs at the Vancouver hockey arena and get the entire audience on their feet as she gave Mercedes a 45-second shout-out. Now, that kind of street cred is hard to beat. One note, we just jump into things in this convo, and I was actually so pumped to talk to Mercedes that I forgot to properly position my microphone. So the audio on my end is a bit dodgy at the start, but then I fix it, you'll see. Also, as mentioned, Mercedes swears in this one. That's actually 2 things, but here we go. No, it's scary. Mercedes, you've hosted 100 podcasts.
I know.
Or 99.
No, I just did 100.
With a special guest. Can you tell us who it is? This isn't going to come out until after.
Yeah, it's Roberta Roger.
Oh, an OG.
Yeah. She was my mentor pretty much for most of my snowboard career.
I kind of remember those days.
I know.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So
100 episodes.
And also, I don't even know if we're going to start the podcast talking about podcasts. I feel like that's a little bit stupid, but you literally just got interviewed by ChatGPT for 9 episodes. And now I have to interview you? I didn't listen to them all. It's going to be repetitive. What if it's repetitive?
I don't think it will be. It was super interesting, like getting those questions from ChatGPT, because I was like, where is this gonna go? Is this actually gonna work? And
Yeah,
I mean, you kind of, well, you know how it is. If you're asking people questions, you can always divert the answer to what you want it to be.
totally. Especially when it's a computer.
I
Like
know.
you're reading your own questions too. Well, they're not your own questions, but you were it would
Yeah.
have been sick if you had like a computer voice read
I
them.
know. I thought about it and then I was like, you know what? That's just too much work and it's just a one gal show and I'm not
I
here
know.
for that.
Next time you can lean on me to be the
Dick.
computer.
That'd be good. That'd be
Oh my
good.
God, that's okay. So first of all, I don't know. Not 100 podcasts is pretty good.
Mhm. Thank you.
How how many years has that been?
I
Five
think it's
years?
about, no, I think it's about 3 years. So I do 10 episode series and I get to choose whatever I want to talk about. And I'm really grateful to be on the Dean Blundell Network. So they literally let me do whatever I want and I can do
Yeah,
them whenever I want. So they're not like, they're usually, if it's a series, they're like every Thursday,
yeah,
if it's a series, and then I can take a break, which is nice.
yeah. And
And
have you always been? I mean, obviously you're a four-time Olympian professional athlete. Discipline and routine is probably baked into your personality a little bit. But
yeah.
did you find it hard to do, on that set schedule weekly?
No, because I pre-record them. I don't do them live.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's smart. That's way smarter.
I mean, though I record them like they're live, so
Yeah,
it wouldn't really matter, but I've been kind of messing around with promoting them and if I like promote them before, if I promote them after they're out and stuff like that. So
yeah.
it's just been an interesting journey for
But you
sure.
like to have them all in the bag before you drop episode one.
No, that's the thing that like
Yeah, yeah, that's
I
what I
kind
hate.
of I get like behind sometimes. I don't have 10 pre-recorded and then ready to send them out. I'm more of a like, let's do like three and then like we'll see whose schedules work. And
Hmm.
then sometimes the schedules don't work. And then I'm like, all right, I gotta really figure this out.
Yeah. Well,
That's why I did the Chat GPT one, because I was like, well, I don't have to have any guests on. I can just do it whenever I can.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
with this one, we don't even have one in the hole. So you're it, basically. Um, I don't know. People, I feel like I'll probably touch on this in the intro, but obviously, like we know each other. We've known each other a long time. We've worked together. We've I don't know if we've really ridden the mountain together.
Not yet.
We've probably waved at each other
Yeah.
maybe,
I think
but
maybe on a Gaper Day.
on a Gaper Day or like maybe during the Whistler Valley Snowboard Club days when I was the cameraman,
Oh,
I would have
maybe,
seen you in
yeah.
there ripping or something. But I want to take it back before all of that, before the first things that you strapped onto your feet.
Yeah.
Was it figure skates?
Either skis or figure skates, yeah.
Can you still
Probably
figure
skis.
skate? Like you lived in Toronto for a little while and you figure skated?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, so it's funny. I was talking to Patrick Chan, who's one of our amazing figure skaters, in Canada, and we had the same figure skating coach, but I'm older than him. So he's like, "How did we not know each other?" I'm like, "Cause, dude, I'm old."
Yeah. Like when you're a kid, 4 years is a lifetime.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, I was a competitive figure skater and then
Oh,
moved
oh
out to
no.
Whistler. Uh,
You know what I just realized?
what?
No
You can,
mic. But you can hear me.
I could hear you. Yeah, it just
Well,
wasn't as nice as
whatever. We'll
that
make a
is.
note that whatever time we are into it right now, I just put the mic in front of my
6 minutes in, six
Uh,
minutes in.
What a rookie mistake in front of a professional podcaster. So sorry. You're in
No,
Toronto,
no.
you're figure skating for a few years of your life. Competitive?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, like at a young age, like I
yeah.
was under 12 years old. I was 12 when I moved to Whistler. So yeah, I was just like, I was into it. I was totally into it.
And Whistler had just got a skating rink when you moved here. So did you keep
Hmm.
skating or did you switch over to snowboarding right away?
No, I for a couple years was still part of the Whistler Figure Skating Club. And then it kind of got a little too competitive with my friends. And I was like, all right, like snowboarding's like more like of a team sport, like where we all get along with each other, and skating is just not that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean, that would have been post Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan stuff. Like it seemed very cutthroat, the figure skating.
yeah, it was the mid 90s and it was like, yeah, very serious. And I don't know, I threw into snowboarding and then I think when I was like 14, it's kind of the age when you like decide what you're actually going to do. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I love snowboarding. This is where it's at.
Yeah.
No more
And
skis either.
the skier snowboarder wars were those were kind of going on though. Like you're in Whistler High,
Yeah. No,
early editions of Whistler High or
oh yeah, we're the first grade to go from 7 through 12.
Right.
So we were the first ones to start.
Yeah. So you're in school with skiers and snowboarders all
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Of course, a small school
Hmm.
was, I mean, that animosity was kind of still going a little bit. I think it peaked in 94 in Whistler, but
Yeah, so that would have been I would have been like 97. And I was
yeah,
like we were so young that it wasn't like a thing. I didn't think
yeah,
about it at all.
yeah,
And then I had to go into classes where it was like the ski racers course so that they could go traveling. And
for
I was like,
sure.
me and Tim Orr and Mikey Renz were like the snowboarders. And and we were just on a different level of them. Well, all still friends though,
Yeah, of
in a good
course.
way.
And like, what a great program where you guys just like mostly don't go to school and then
Yeah.
go riding, and then people
Yeah.
help you with your correspondence and stuff.
Yeah, and that was like kind of pre-online courses. So we were
Mhm.
just that we had the quarter system in the middle two quarters. We literally just did math independently.
Right.
Don't ask me how I graduated from high school.
You did though.
No,
You
I know.
did.
I was talking to Kayla Bembo and she was in the racing course with me and she's like, "Well, we got credits for like being on the national team and stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." I
That's
just
your PE credit taken care of, competing on the world stage.
yeah.
So, how old were you at your first Olympics then? What year was
I
that?
was
2006?
2006, I was 22.
So yeah, so you know, an adult.
Yeah, for sure. But prior to the 2001 games, I was in Chile and everyone was competing at this World Cup trying to go to the Salt Lake games. Sorry, 2002 games.
Yeah,
Everyone was trying to go to those games. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, this is wild. Oh, that's why all the Americans are here, like Travis Rice and like people that you wouldn't think would normally be competing in half pipe were
right,
trying to go to that half pipe competition. I was like, oh, okay, that's the trajectory I want to be on
right.
is going to the Olympics. So it started like 5 years before my first Olympics.
And like, you know, the roots of snowboarding from where I saw it come, which is pretty early on,
Mhm.
you know, in Whistler. It you know came from skateboarding. It came from, you know, doing your own thing, going your own direction, having fun with your friends, and then all of
Yeah,
a sudden it starts to shift into the Olympics. I mean, you were already there was already competitions, of course,
yeah,
but in your career, you know, now we're coming up on it's almost 20 years later from your first Olympics. It's been more than 20 years of
yeah,
since you first started competing.
yeah.
Has the culture of snowboarding is it coming back around to those early days? Like there was a while there where we thought it was getting way too jockey.
Yeah, I think what happened is that there were two avenues of
Right.
snowboarding. And it's so hard to explain to people that aren't in the like core bubble world of snow sports. It's like you either competed, did magazines, and you're part of the core part of snowboarding, or you kind of were on the competitive path. And not many people could do both at the same time.
Right.
Just time consuming, but also expensive. And yes, the competitive side of things became and has become not my favorite thing, I would say. In the essence of like everyone has a coach at the top of the mountain. Like it's really hard for kids to get into competitions now without having a coach. So it doesn't make it easy for anyone to get into the competitive world. Whereas like the core side, which is like just going out with your friends, having a good time, that's still definitely there. And I hope and I don't think that'll ever change because that's pretty much the soul of snowboarding.
Yeah. And I mean, you and Dom started the Fam Jam,
Yeah.
which is a half pipe contest for fun, basically, right? It's not even a
Yeah, it's
contest, it's just
yeah, it's
a
not a
jam.
contest. Yeah, it's a get together.
And that I mean, if they don't build a pipe this year, and
Mm.
is it possible to do it on a hand dug pipe like the old days or
Oh, I mean, we could, well, I don't know. Half pipe guy got in trouble for digging the half pipe out. So
right?
I don't know what we can do. And that last year we had it. We had to give a hiatus during COVID because they hadn't built the half pipe. They still haven't built the 18-foot pipe, but the cat drivers, bless their hearts, last
Yeah.
year, 2023, came out and decided they wanted to build one. And they built a 12-foot one and it was going off. Like
Well, I think I saw Michael Chuck even showed up.
it was, I mean, the people that show up, it's so amazing. Like
Yeah.
we had national team riders doing doubles in a 12-foot pipe. Like Nick Laframboise was crushing it in there. Then you had DCP coming out. I did see that Michael Chuck did show up. We weren't there that day, but I was just like, okay, this is what it's about. Like for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
that is like my heart and soul is like everyone hiking the half pipe, having a good time and just egging each other on. And I don't think we've seen that in a while, which is kind of
Totally.
sad.
And
But
in skiing, never.
I don't
I
know.
don't know either. I should know, but I don't think so.
But maybe no, no,
I don't think it
no.
has that history because skiing's been around for so long that
Yeah.
like it, when our generation was born, it had already been around for a couple generations. Whereas,
Yeah.
you know, when our generation was born, snowboarding was really brand new and everyone
Mhm.
was in it together and building it together. And
Yeah.
skiing had been stretched out over so many years that it didn't get, I don't think, even though, twin tips and all that came around, it wasn't the same as a unified force
I
that was
know.
hated. You guys were hated.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I was hated.
Well, no, not you, of course. But for
No, I
sure.
was like the next generation. I was probably like
Right.
the third
Yeah,
generation of
yeah.
snowboarders.
Right. Because it wasn't 87
Yeah.
when
It was
people were
early on.
like,
Like
have
we
you ever
had
been
like,
spit on when you're riding from the chairlift? Have you ever been spit on?
no.
Yeah, that
Did
used to
you?
happen.
People would spit on snowboarders?
Yeah, for sliding all the snow off the mountain, right? That was that was
Well,
their reason.
do you know what? Even to this day, I have heard this year, 2024, that snowboarders should have their own mountain because they're so dangerous.
Yeah, because of the
And I'm
blind
just
spot
like,
or
yeah, I think it's the blind spot, but like also if you're not learning the right techniques and you're like I do the ride with an Olympian program, so I teach like today I was on hill and I had never evers. And my first rule of thumb is your snowboard is a weapon, always have it binding downs, number or your hands on it. And number two, we will always be in control. There's no if, and, or but about it. Like it's not us, it's the other people. So like if you're not in control, get off the mountain.
yeah. And also, what you don't see too many of is mono skis. I
No.
think those are way more dangerous.
Have you ever tried those?
No, I'm terrified of it. I wouldn't be able to do it. I just
I don't
skied
think
my whole life and snowboarded a little bit, but I don't think I could mono ski to. I mean, I guess we should just have a day where everyone tries it.
I think so. And telemarking. That seems like a leg burner.
Yeah, I don't.
Oof.
My buddy Dave Barnes got into it one winter, and he's a snowboarder, but he picked it up in like a day,
Okay, but like, are your quads not on fire?
probably. Probably the first day they are.
I feel like you're just doing lunges down the mountain. And my brother
Yeah,
would be perfect at it.
yeah. I don't know. I guess I guess I should. I've never done a. Have you ever interviewed a telemarker on your pod?
No, but I had Mitch Selkers on, but we didn't talk about telemarking.
Right.
But I know he does telemark.
Mitch Selger's a legend.
He is a legend.
Was he your teacher for that class when you were with the ski racer kids?
No, he wasn't math. He was
Oh,
English and geography.
right. Well,
And
shout
in
out,
my,
shout out to Mitch.
he's an honest human. He's very good at what he does.
You mentioned ski with an Olympian or snow ride with an Olympian, they call it. That's a
Yeah.
program where anybody, you said you had people that had never snowboarded before and their first
Hmm.
day is with you.
Yeah, I love that.
That's
That's like all time because then they're doing it right from the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah, of course, right? How many days a season will you do that on average?
Well, it's a good question. I have no idea. This is like a question people ask. How many days on the hill do you get? These are things I
Right.
don't
But are you
count.
doing ride with the Olympian twice a week, once a month, four
Oh,
times a
no.
month?
Probably like 3 times a week, I
Right.
would
So it's
hope.
a popular
Yeah.
program.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it's mostly people from other countries, or are you getting like people from Vancouver too?
No, I can get people from anywhere. Like, yeah, people from Vancouver. I'll sometimes sub in for like the Alpine levels 4, 5, and 6, and they'll get a nice surprise and they'll get an Olympian in their group.
Yeah.
Teaching them. So
Exciting.
all over. Yeah. I have some of my favorite people from Hawaii. They come back and I love them so much.
And when you get up in the morning and it's like maybe it's this winter where, conditions are going could potentially be marginal at
Hmm.
best,
Hmm.
and you've got to show up and share your love for this sport. Does that still come easy when you look at your snowboard boots in the morning? Do you still get excited?
I wouldn't say when I look at my snowboard boots, but when I get up on the hill and then I'm with my clients, I'm like pretty hyped.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They get me excited. Like I think the hardest part, and it's always been kind of hard for me, is like the getting ready to go.
Right.
And then once I'm up there, I'm like, yeah, obviously this is my happy place.
Yeah, yeah. The parking, I think, is where I struggle the most.
Oh, see, I
The,
live in the Benchlands and I have a free
yeah,
shuttle.
yeah, yeah. You're doing it
Don't
right.
hate me.
The
Yeah,
parking is a challenge. The parking is
yeah.
a challenge. Um, but these mountains, you've been riding it pretty much your whole life. So
Mhm.
have I. You say you're a Whistler mountain girl, but you live on the other side of the valley. So are you getting onto Blackcomb more?
I probably do go up Blackcomb. Well, it's probably 50-50. Depends on
Right.
my clients too.
Yeah, yeah.
And it depends who I'm meeting. Yeah. I still love Whistler. Like honestly, when I get on Whistler, it just has my heart. I feel
Yeah.
better over there. I don't know what it is.
And I mean, for the most part, it's the same mountain you remember from being a kid, right? Like
Yeah,
your favorite side hits, your favorite little dipsy doodles into the forest. Like Kai Peterson
totally.
just dropped that video where it's his Sacred Ground series, and it's mostly on mountain.
Okay.
And he
I
said,
haven't seen it yet.
these we grew up on these mountains are sacred to us, even though they're the
Yeah.
ski hill and it's busy, and this
Yeah.
is our home.
Yeah. It's just comforting. I don't know. I always say like Blackcomb, it's just like run, cat track. And it just drives me bonkers. I like the flow of Whistler just so much more. But everyone can go on Blackcomb and that'd be okay.
Isn't it nice that we're all so different? Is what my grandma would say.
Yes.
You like those old sayings, though, right? You have a
Do.
quote, Marilyn Monroe quote. You
I
don't
do.
remember it, do
I
you?
never remember
I
it.
know what it is.
Oh, you do? You have it? Okay, what
I
is it?
have it. I
It's a good one.
sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together.
That it is.
There you
That it
go.
is. It
Um,
happens all the time.
yeah, no, that's I mean
That's my
evolution.
life.
That's evolution, maybe, or that's how you learn, probably. I know we've mentioned this before. We learn the hard way, right?
Over and over again.
You ask people that in your pod? Does everyone say the same thing? The hard
No,
how they learn is the hard way,
no, no. Oh, and I think I asked them about like failing
right?
and if they're okay with it, but I asked people all different questions.
I know.
Now I have Chat GPT to like give me my rapid fire questions. What?
I should have got on that maybe myself. How um shit, where did that thought go? The Chat GPT is sabotaging us.
I know.
Um,
I'm so sorry. What were we
when
talking?
you're gonna talk to somebody for your pod, how much research do you do beforehand? Like, you know, I didn't really get a chance to stalk you on the internet.
That's
I
fair.
mean, we know each other, but do
Yeah.
you do a ton of like background research or do you just barely brush the surface?
No, because I write their bio usually.
Hmm.
So I will Google them, but sometimes they're not Googleable, so I'll get like fun facts from them.
Right,
Um, but no, I want to know their stories so that I have things to talk about
right. And you cut your pod live, so you have to do the intro and the bio
all
before
together.
the questions, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just
So
I
I
do it
run it
after.
like, oh yeah. Because the reason I do it, and I have the guest, and you've been on, so you know, but
Hmm.
I have the guest listening to me do
Yeah,
the
yeah, which
intro.
is great.
Because I think on and this is something that I never thought about until I did the podcast and I was like, or maybe I had someone do it for me where they like read all my accolades and I was like, oh, I didn't know that I did all
Yeah,
of
yeah. I
that.
sound like a big deal.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I think that's really cool for people to hear because like you are a big deal.
No, and even on the highest level, people don't realize as much as they've done because I think the kind of people that are high performance like you
Yeah,
or creative types or whatever, they're usually looking forward, right,
I
at the
know.
next
Yeah.
thing. And
Yeah.
so the stuff from 5 years ago, it's not taking up much real estate in their mind and they forget. And then they're
No.
like, oh yeah, that actually was super awesome when I, you know,
Yeah.
was in 7 world championships.
I know. Well, and it's funny that like again, totally that. But you like, I don't know. I don't think snowboarders probably do this. Maybe skiers do because they like their accolades more, which sounds kind of like a rude thing to say, but like I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have known how many national championships I had until I think I saw like something that Mike Janik put out and he was like, "Oh, I have this many national titles." And I was like, "Oh, I guess I should be looking into that
I
too."
think I won a couple of those. Let the record show you
Like,
have won 5 Canadian national championships,
right,
8
right,
World
right.
Cup podiums, 4 Winter Games, fourth at
Mhm.
the Euro X Games, Winter X Games in 2010,
I remember
sixth
that.
in Vancouver, your hometown Olympics. Tell me about those hometown Olympics. How was that?
They they were pretty awesome. I mean, I can't say pretty awesome. They were super awesome. And most of the time people are like, "Well, what was your favorite Olympics?" And I would normally say 2010, but I do like to talk about 2010. Um, Mostly because we had it so good. I didn't know how good it was to have, because I've gone to 4 games now. I didn't know the perks of having the games in your home country. Like, normally, the Canadian Olympic Committee ships a bunch of stuff over to wherever the Olympics are. But this time, we had like our own mattresses that were made for us by Sleep Country Canada. We had like
Right.
all the food that we needed that we were used to. We didn't have a time change. Like, all of these tiny little things. I wouldn't say we had a home field advantage because we did like one nationals the year before and maybe like a World Cup, which everyone also came to the year before.
Right. So for the actual course and the on-ground stuff, it
Hmm.
was pretty fair. But for the perks,
Yeah, we got perks. We got like
yeah,
the nicest apartments. It was so sweet. Um, but no, I think what I think about, and everyone else probably that was in Canada at the time thinks about, is the crowd. And what I mean by that, when I'm dropping into the half pipe, I can't hear anything because I'm in the zone, and it took me
yeah,
a while to figure out what the zone was. But like, if there's a crowd roaring and you're at the top of the half pipe ready to drop in, you're like tunnel vision, doing your duty, doing what you've done, come to do. And
yeah.
like, I couldn't hear the crowd whatsoever. And the funny, when I talk about the crowd, I think of them like in the streets playing hockey, like all dressed up in Canada gear, just like so cool.
Yeah, you definitely, I guess, notice the crowd when you're not about to drop in and the entire rest of the time.
Yeah, and then this happened. So I was the sole girl to make it into finals for Team Canada in 2010. I went through qualifiers and semifinals and then night finals all in one day, which was super new for us. We'd never really done that many runs in a competition before. Usually you do qualifiers the day before and then you do semis and finals. So this was like a jam-packed day. Get to the top of the half pipe, and I'm pretty sure it's Tora that comes up to me. Um, Tora Bright, Australian snowboarder, good friend of mine. And she comes up, she's like, "I love it when you drop in." And I'm like, What are you talking about?" She's like, "The crowd goes wild." And I was like, "No, they do that for everyone." And everyone in finals, so like 12 girls, like 11
Yeah.
girls, come they're like, "No, only for you." And I was like, I had no idea.
Yeah, because you're in
Like,
the zone.
yeah, totally. But also, my stomach started hurting and I like was so tired and I was like, "What's going on?" Like, no, I can just get through this. This is butterflies, whatever. But long story short, after those games, like after that competition, I ended up in hospital with pancreatitis.
Yeesh.
So that morning I woke up with like the beginnings of pancreatitis, which is said to be more painful than childbirth. And I haven't had any kids yet, so I can't tell you that, but it freaking
It
hurts.
was painful. And so did you miss like the closing ceremonies and everything then?
So the funny thing is, my first Olympics, I was like, whatever, I don't really know what the Olympics are about. Like, I'm just gonna go do my thing. And then I got invited on a family catboarding trip. So I was like, I don't need to go to closing ceremonies, 2006, whatever. Um, and so I went catboarding instead. And I was like, I don't regret that. I love
No, that's
family
very,
time.
that's the right call to make.
Yeah, I love family time and like I love being in the mountains. So that was like, oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And then because I fell at those games, I was like, obviously, I'm going again. So 2010, I was like, whatever I'm doing, I'm making it to the closing ceremonies because I didn't in the last games. And then I'm in the freaking hospital with like a shunt in my hand. And I just like, I thought it was appendicitis at first. I'm like, take it out so that I can go and be in like a wheelchair in the
Yeah.
in the closing ceremonies. I don't care, but I'm going. And so anyways, long story short, I just had to get a bunch of morphine pumped into me so that my pancreas would chill out. And then
Right.
I couldn't super celebrate after those games because like that wiped me out.
Right.
But I did end up at the closing ceremonies and I was stoked.
And I guess if you're, at every Olympics, the next one's not a guarantee by any
Never,
means, right?
absolutely
So you have to
not.
sort of treat each one like this might be my last Olympics.
Well, I mean, who goes to 2 Olympics? That's stupid. Like
Well,
most
you went
people
to
go to,
four.
well, I know, and that's not right either, but I'm very stubborn.
Yeah. And I mean, we could there was a pretty significant injury in the midst of your
Mhm.
career too, and you still went to an Olympics after that.
Yeah, which is, I do not regret that. I am like, I got to leave competitive snowboarding on my own accord,
Yeah. And
and
I
it was
mean,
awesome.
I I don't know all the details, but you suffered a pretty bad head injury
Mhm.
training for the 2014 games, like at the games.
Yeah, so that was at the games 2014 Sochi. You might remember that the weather was quite warm there, and the half pipe is normally supposed to have like straight walls, like with
Right.
vertical. And this was like a wavy half pipe. It was just built like crap. Obviously the conditions were not good. Like when I watched the men's qualifiers, I was like, I've never seen any guys like pop in and out of the half pipe more in like 2 years of competition combined. It was insane. It was like
Yeah.
such an ugly thing to watch. And so my last run of practice, right before we were going to compete, I was like, this is my last Olympics. Who goes to three? This is stupid. Um, I'm gonna do all the tricks I know I can do. So I went to practice a backside 900, which is two full rotations. And when I went up to the lip, you can see in the video the snow kind of gives away. So I can't get my full rotation. I know I'm gonna pop out of the half pipe. I just didn't know how much of my body was going to end up on the deck of the half pipe, which is like
Yeah.
22 feet high, or in the bottom of the half pipe. Unfortunately, my I didn't get the full rotation, so my heels clipped on the deck, and then I bounced to my hip and my face down like 22 feet.
Yeah.
And I didn't black out. Usually, when I get concussed, because I've had a fair few, um, I don't black out. I can get back up and be like, no, everything's fine, and pretend like I'm okay, which is what I did. And don't recommend it, kids. And I went back up to the half pipe and I like took my goggles off and I was like, what is on my goggles? And it was actually a cheek imprint on the inside of my
Oh,
goggles.
like the oil from your face.
Yes. Yes. I was like, oh, I must have hit my face, but my hip hurt so much more
Yeah.
that I was like, got to the top of the half pipe and my coach was there and I was like, am I allowed to swear?
You can do whatever you want. It's mountain
Okay.
life.
I was like, get the fuck out of my way. I was like so mad. Like, hello, red flag. There's some concussion.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and my coach got out of the way, and then I went through the half pipe, could barely make it up the walls, but I was like, I'm gonna grit and bear it. I don't think I'm an Olympian unless I compete.
Of course, right?
Like, that's my mentality. Like, don't care about my own body, but
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a three-time Olympian.
Are you
Anyways,
entertained?
totally. And so I ended up competing in my first run and I didn't know I was concussed at
Yeah.
all. Like my hip was the only thing hurting, but my physio was like, "Oh, you're gonna have a black eye." And I was like, "What?" Whatever. Moving on. And my first run didn't make it through to the next round, and then my second run I was like, all right, all or nothing, just go big. And everything hurt. Like I had a bone bruised hip and I didn't know I'd broken ribs and had two vertebrae out in my neck. um so mellow, right? So
Yeah.
I competed in my second run and then ended up crashing again onto my hip, and I couldn't get up on my own. And as I was standing at the top of the half pipe prior to that run, all the adrenaline was like wearing off. And I was just like, all right, just give her because you can't, like, I'm not going to be able to, if I make it to the next round, I'm not going to be able to compete. Like
Right.
that much I knew. I was like, my body is failing me right now.
Yeah. And so then, like, when did the negative effects of that concussion start kicking in? Like, I know that was a long journey back.
Yeah, that was I say 2 years, but it was actually 8 years to be kind of myself again and like be able to ride fast and in fog. But the when I knew I was concussed was that night after the competition. As one does at the Olympics, I went to the nightclub and I was on crutches and I hadn't drank anything yet. And the music and the noise, I just puked right away. And I was like,
Right.
oh, I think I'm concussed.
Right. And there goes your post event party.
Party.
Is that real? Like you hear about it's the most fit, young,
Hmm.
vivacious athletes in the world. They're
Condoms
done their
everywhere.
thing. Yeah, there's just bowls of condoms around, and it's just like a big orgy at the Olympics
It's not a
in
big
the athletes'
orgy.
village.
It's not a big orgy, but so I found out why there are condoms at the Olympics because I ended up being staff at the Youth Olympics in
Right?
2020. And it's part of the thing, like it's part of the Olympics. Like I had to put a bowl of condoms out for the Youth Olympics
And aren't they like 14
so
at the
that
Youth
they were
Olympics?
available, 16 to 19.
Oh, okay. So
So,
yeah,
I mean, it's fitting, but
we've all been there. Not the Youth Olympics, but we've all been 16 to 19. We know how it is. So yeah, that's
yeah,
just something the Olympic does because if they don't, it looks bad for them. But it's not actually like
I
everyone
mean,
just grabs a handful of condoms at all times and then goes and uses them all on the same day.
no, but I did not in the essence that you're thinking of.
Right.
And 2010,
Please explain.
in 2010, I would like take the whole bowl and
Yeah.
I would like put condoms everywhere in my teammates' gear,
All right. Like
like
pranks.
like everywhere. It was like the highlight of my Olympics. I was just like, where do you think like because I wanted them to go home and like keep pulling out condoms just everywhere. And the funniest thing that happened, and Mael hates me for this, but for 2010, Mael Ricker won the women's gold. I'm so proud of her, but I'm such an asshole friend. She won the women's snowboard cross, first women's gold medal on home
Yeah.
soil. Really big deal. Her podium jacket. So we get like specific clothing that you have to wear at specific areas, like
Yeah.
opening
For
ceremonies, you
sure.
wear the kit. On the podium, there's a specific kit. Her jacket was a little bit too small, maybe. I can't remember, but she was like, "Can I borrow yours?" I'm like, "Of course you can wear mine." Um, she came she came back and she was like, "Murr," just yelling at me. I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You had condoms in the pocket." And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And she's like, imagine I put my hands in the pockets on the podium and then condoms came out. And I was like, well, that'd be a pretty good story, Mai.
So everyone knew that it was you with the condom fairy.
Oh, totally.
Right.
Totally.
It's when you're traveling as a team to these events, I mean, that sort of thing, the camaraderie, the practical joke, it's pretty, it helps make the whole thing, doesn't it?
Oh, totally. Like I was so much nicer than what the boys would do. The boys would put like rocks in snowboard bags and then they'd have to pay like more for their bags to travel. And then they get home and they have rocks in their bags.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's all time. It's all time.
Amazing. So you come home from Sochi, you've got a couple hard years. Was it dark room? Like not
Yeah.
talking? Like,
Yeah, I literally couldn't talk properly. Like my words would be like outside of my head and then like seconds later they would come out of my mouth. That's just
right.
how slowed down my whole nervous system was. And then I had to do eye therapy because my eyes weren't tracking properly. Like I
With those
was
lights or?
a mess. No, like we're talking like a piece of paper and trying to like get the circles to be one circle and then like
Right.
a ruler type thing trying to like get the squares and the circles and like watching it down the line. It's just like things that make you want to vomit
Yeah.
that
A-
seem probably super easy now, but were
And
really
it was
hard.
months and months and months, years of this.
Yeah, that was like probably a year of that. And then
And
at the 1 year mark, I was like, all right, I need help. So I ended
right.
up asking past athletes. Melissa Hollingworth was like, hit me up. She's our skeleton woman from back
Yeah.
in the day. She's like, if you need help, just I know where you need to go. So
Right.
I saw over like 14 different doctors and every little thing I did helped. There wasn't one like aha moment.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously you can't work, you can't do anything. Does the team like provide support for that or do they just cut you loose?
I was still government funded, and so that was kind of my ticking time bomb for me as to I was still getting an income which is still below the poverty level. But I was paying and I had insurance, I think, for up to a year, um, through the team to help me like pay
Right.
for physio and stuff like that. And then after that, everything was out of pocket. But I was like, I don't care. All that matters to me is my health and that I can
Yeah.
get back to sport. Like you really find out what your values are and also who your friends are in that kind of time because everyone's like, when are you going to be able to party again? I was like, I'm not really. I love sports and I didn't know that. And I'm
Right.
grateful that this happened because I was like, oh, I am an athlete. Like that's when
Yeah.
it clicked. It only took 3 Olympics for me to figure out that I was an athlete.
Yeah. And speaking about the people around you, I feel like you told me something there was something important or a new connection built with your brother during that recovery?
Oh my God, would you say new? No, he said I was a bitch.
Oh, it was the opposite of a joining connection.
Yeah, he didn't get it. And I don't think he does still to this day, which is hard, but I did do a TED Talk. And he ended up watching that, and I feel like maybe he got an understanding of what I was going through. But
Right.
again, when you're concussed and like I'm single, I'm by myself. So like I don't know when I'm repeating my words. I don't know when I'm moody, and I don't know what I did to him, but he was like not happy with me at all. But then when I was able to snowboard again,
Right.
well, sorry, not when I was able to, I was like, I'm gonna try and snowboard again. I was like, yeah, let's go up together. And I guess we're probably pretty similar, like competitive, like to go fast. He's like, okay, well, let's go up Kybers. And I was like, oh, but no, you don't understand. Like, I don't know if I can even turn yet.
Right.
Like, and I'm not who I was before. Like, I'm so slowed down. A walk that would normally take me 10 minutes took me over an hour.
Yeah.
So
So
like he
he
didn't
wasn't down
understand.
with that.
No, he didn't get it.
You know
He
what
was
I
just like,
think? I
what?
think he'd be really terrible at Ride with an Olympian.
Oh yeah, no. He doesn't have patience. He doesn't have patience.
Yeah.
So we ended up going down Kybers, and this was Christmas Day. And it was like pretty, what was that? Like probably 2015 or 2014? No, 2015 or 16. And it was a low tide early December.
Yeah.
And and I was like going down chutes, and I was like, I can't, this isn't who I am anymore. I can't do this. And he's like, yeah, you can. Come on, blah, blah, blah. And then I just totally melted down and cried in the middle of Kybers. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm not okay. He's like, did I just ruin Christmas? I'm like, yes, you did.
And then did he help you get out or?
Yeah, no, we got out, but it wasn't the happiest of Nicoll times.
Perfect. Well,
Yeah.
thankfully those days are in the past, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
said it was 8 years, so that's only 2 years ago. It's only
That's
really the last 2 years you felt back to normal.
yeah, where I could go like top speed
Right.
down the hill. Like so now I think about the 2018 Olympics. Like for sure I wasn't going as big as I was the years before. I just didn't have that like in my body yet and
Yeah.
my nervous system. So
And was there ever like when you're, in the thick of the recovery, was there the fear like, man, I might be fucked forever?
yeah, I had no personality. I couldn't share my story. I didn't have any bubble or fun. I was just like flatline. I'm like, is this who I'm going to be forever? And how do I deal with that? I think that's why I came back. And I had Roberta on my podcast, and she had a traumatic brain injury as well. And we talk about it a lot. The way an elite athlete or a professional athlete can come back from something because you want that so much in your life again.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, like a normal person that got a concussion in the office, like you probably don't want to go back to the office really that much. But like I wanted and needed sport back in my life.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good time to plug the podcast. It's called Dropping In with Mercedes Nicoll. It's available on all the platforms. There's 100 episodes, and one of them is you and Roberta talking about this exact thing. But
Yeah.
you also, you talk about overcoming fears. You did a 2 series on Whistler kids. I
Yeah.
made it into the second one at least.
Yeah.
I always tell Nat that she beat me by 11 episodes, but Nat Morel. But
Yeah.
you talk to Olympic athletes, you talk to Paralympic athletes, parents of elite athletes. You spoke to military veterans, and you did a season on mental health and shoulder season blues.
Hmm.
Which is any of that coming into play this year with the challenging winter that we're having?
Do you know what? Yes and no. Definitely ups and downs, but definitely not as many downs. I've kind of put things into practice where,
Right.
I mean, I just turned 40, so I'm trying to be fit and 40 and not fat and 40.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to go to the gym more, and that keeps me happier and out of depression.
Yeah.
It's just hard to motivate when it's dark out,
I
that's
know.
all.
I feel you. I'm
Yeah.
in the same boat, but I'm a lot older. But you know what they say, right? How you spend your hours is how you spend your days, how you spend your like I don't know, something about routine, right? If you make the
Mhm.
routine, that's
Yeah.
apparently the secret to being old.
Yeah,
You
I
s-
think it's like 3 months. I always thought it was like 21 days to keep a routine, but it's actually like 3 months. So
Right.
it takes a while
Yeah,
to get
I
that
believe it. And
routine
old
going.
old dogs are slow to learn new tricks too. Was there one series in those pods that really stood out as a favorite more than others?
I I had this question the other day, and it's hard because I get to talk to my friends.
Yeah.
And the one where I really went out on a limb was with the Soldier On athletes. Um, that one, talking to the military people, is just my jaw was dropped because it was a world I didn't know about, and now I know more about, and I
Yeah.
just am like hearing their stories of like overcoming and what they've gone through is just
Yeah.
awe-inspiring. Yeah.
I
So
mean,
that one's like high on my
compared to a lot of the stuff that they deal with, everything in our lives is just fun and games.
yeah. I mean, yes, but then we talk to the Paralympic athletes and their stories. Like, I want to do all the series over again because I just find everyone intriguing.
Yeah.
I love
I mean,
it.
yeah, it's 100 stories have filtered through your brain, right? It's pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. I have, but also the ones where I don't know the guests really well.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of my comfort zone talking to them, and that's scary and like fun at the same time.
Yeah. I know. I understand completely
Yeah.
as a journalist.
Mm.
But
Hmm.
yeah, it's still, I've been doing that for over 20 years. Still scares the shit out of me to like talk to someone you don't know, take their valuable time out of their day,
Yeah,
and then hopefully get, something good that you can turn into whatever you need to turn it into.
totally.
Yeah.
And I always get nervous asking people. I'm like, "Oh, do you think that they'd want to be on my podcast?" But then I'm like, "Oh, well, it is on TV as well. Like maybe that's
Yeah.
enticing. I don't know."
Well, yeah. And if they didn't want to, they could just say no.
Totally. And I have had people say no, and people I didn't think would say no. The
Right.
funny one was like parents of the athletes. I've had a fair few parents be like, "That's not my jam." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, that's fine. It's totally fine." I think, yeah, it is scary being on media. Um, but it's cool
Especially
to
this
have.
day and age.
I know.
I don't want to, a lot of your professional athlete career was kind of, it wasn't pre Instagram and that stuff. Like that had existed for a lot of it, right?
For half of it. So Twitter came about and in 2010.
Right.
Facebook, what was that, like 2006, but we didn't
Yeah.
really know what Facebook was. Um, I don't know what, like my last games, there was Snapchat, but like there's so many rules at the Olympics
Right.
that like I was like, I don't really want to post anything. I'll probably get in
Yeah.
trouble.
And also comments, right? Like
Hmm.
the general public doesn't seem to be in a very good mood a lot of the time.
No, they don't, but somehow they're really nice to me.
Oh,
I don't get like I don't knock on wood. I don't get bad comments. Don't send me bad comments, people. But CBC when I retired, CBC Sports in Toronto, they put together, and I have it on my website because I think it's the sweetest thing that has ever happened. Um, Instead of like, is it Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon that does like
yeah.
the mean tweets?
Yeah. Reading about yourself things.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's harsh. I don't know if I could do that. They put all the nice
Oh,
tweets.
yeah. Yeah. I think I saw that. Nice
And
tweets are a lot better.
oh my gosh. But also when I'm at the Olympics, actually this is going to be one of my questions in my rapid fire is like when you're at a competition, do you look on social media or not?
Right.
Because that could be harmful
Yeah.
to your mental like thinking for the
Yeah.
games or whatever competition you're at. I wouldn't really look because I didn't want that in my head.
Yeah.
And so I had never seen any of these comments before.
Right.
And
Yeah. I
when,
would say never read the comments is a pretty good rule of every day of your life.
well, how many people don't read the comments?
I think the older you get, the more.
Yeah, I guess you're
I
just
don't know.
busy doing other
I read
things.
them once or twice a month. I'll read the like.
Yeah,
Yeah. I shouldn't say that. Everyone I think reads most of the comments about them own selves,
right.
unless it's Megan Fox, right? And she gets 200 million comments a day,
Yeah,
right? But for regular people, they probably read the comments on their
all
own
their
thing.
comments. Yeah,
But like
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
comments under a news story or the comments on
Yeah,
Megan Fox's, like don't read those.
yeah, yeah. But also news is so gnarly, and that's what I learned early on. Like news outlets. I remember talking to Tara Deegan about this because she was a commentator
Yeah.
when I was competing, and I was like, I'm like, but like it was good. I had a good like time. Like, why didn't they post that? And she's like, it's not news.
Mhm.
Like a good thing's not news. And I was
Yeah,
like,
no, the news, there's what is
oh,
there, 8 billion people on the earth, and the
and it has
news
to
is
be
going to tell you the 12 shittiest things that happened out of 8
100%.
billion people, right? And none of the
Yeah,
good things.
I know.
Yeah, the news, yeah.
I
Good
liked
news and
in
ways.
COVID when it was what was it? John Krasinski
Yeah, good
from The Office.
news.
Some good news. I loved
Yeah.
that.
And I mean, you can find that for sure. I did an article with a really smart person. Fuck. Too bad I forget her name.
That's okay.
But it was about, only clicking on good things to
Yeah.
reset your algorithm so that it would only feed you good things. And this is
That's
5 or 6 years ago. It was pre-pandemic, but
hmm
that actually used to work back then. I think the algorithm found a way around it. But
Of course
yeah,
they
in the
did.
old day, you could train your Facebook in a month to only give you like positive stuff, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Oh,
But
there's so
yeah,
many ads now. I'm pretty over it. I'm trying
pretty
not
over
to
it.
be on it as much.
Don't worry, something cool and new is going to come along that'll be positive for the future of humanity.
That'd be so great.
I know, I know.
I wonder what
But
it's.
does it
You
sound
know,
realistic? Has it happened yet?
no, but you know what it is? Snowboarding, getting
Yeah,
outside.
yeah, exactly. Getting outside,
It's not
at
new.
most putting your headphones in and listening to Mercedes 99 pods while snowboarding. Do you ride with music or with headphones in?
You know what? I just watched the Grammys last night and I just remembered how big of an impact music it
Yeah,
was on my career.
yeah,
Absolutely huge. I would have and I still do. So what I do with my headphones when I'm snowboarding is I use the ones with a cord still and
yeah,
I'll wrap them around the top of my ear so that they kind of dangle so I can still hear myself snowboarding
yeah.
because I don't want to be fully plugged in. But oh
Because you want to
yeah,
be able to hear the out of control skier coming up behind you.
the trust is low out there. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
No, when I was competing, I totally had music in because a lot of the time you end up hiking up the half pipe or you're on a chairlift and
right.
you kind of just want to like not think about being in the zone and just have a good time. And then people will always ask me what I was listening to. And it's funny. I was like, okay, I know what I listened to for, I listened to the Spice Girls in 2006. And then
Well,
I listened
sick.
to, yeah, 2010 was Single Ladies Beyonce. I can't remember. Obviously, I feel like I get a wash on 2014 because I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's fair. Did you lose
But
your headphones in the pipe when you banged your head?
no, because they're cord ones,
Oh
so
yeah,
they're just
right.
attached to me, and it was like a mess coming out. If you look up the photos from those ones, it's just like my pink hair dragging with like everything off disheveled. It's terrible. And then 2018 was Fight Song. I can't remember who sings it. It's like Rachel something or other, but it's like this is my fight song. Da, 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 da. Anyways, it's like
You got it,
because I was coming
Rachel
back.
Platten.
Rachel Platten, thank you. Yeah, that's what I was listening to because I was like, "Fuck everyone! I'm doing this for myself, and I'm here."
Sick. So you watch the Grammys, you realize I love music. What did you think? I didn't watch them, but I've read about them. What did you
I
think of the
cried. I cried
Grammys?
twice. I cried twice. I watched Tracy Chapman and
Yeah,
Luke Combs, and I
I
cried.
I watched that. That was pretty good.
And then I watched oh God, why am I gonna forget her name? 80-year-old 80, she's 80.
Yeah. She's
Um,
Canadian?
no, she's not
Oh,
Canadian. Oh
I didn't.
God, like Love Actually. Uh, I've just texted a bunch of people telling them that I cried at that, so I'm gonna pull that up and figure out what her name is. Joni Mitchell.
Oh yeah. Isn't Joni Mitchell Canadian? Yes, she is.
Oh, is she Canadian?
Yeah.
I
Awesome,
took
eh?
I took a photo of her because she looked so like she's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Trevor Noah was saying that she'd gone through like polio and then like a heart something, and I was just like, she's got these long like blonde braids and a beret on, and she's just looking fabulous. I was like, I hope I look like that when I'm her age.
I hope I can make it that long.
To 80? Oh yeah, we got that. My dad's turning 80 this year, and he still carries his golf clubs and
This
walks.
the secret is to get out on the mountain as much as you can,
Mhm.
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, 77 years he had.
All right. I don't have a real oh yeah, the take home from the Oscars though.
Grammys.
Music sorry, the take home from the Grammys. The
Yeah.
music industry sure needs women in it, right? They ran that whole show,
Don't they?
Like I
Yeah,
don't know what music would look like without women, which is and skateboarding, snowboarding, the young women are really, the Whistler skate park's full of
crushing
young
it.
girls, the wild kittens.
Oh
There
yeah,
so there's a lot of positivity in that direction based on, the world up to this point has been a little
100%.
bit drab when it comes to women kicking ass, but there's some directions in the right direction there.
100%. Yeah, when I had Roberta on my podcast, we were talking about back in the day when Chorus Snowboards was on. So Chorus Snowboards was an all women's team, all women's snowboard company
Yeah. And that would have
back
been early 2000s.
early 2000s.
Yeah.
Huge. Absolutely huge. Like I'd never felt so at home because sometimes the guys can like not be the most friendly in snowboarding, or they're just insecure and don't say hi or don't want to be with you, or they're just like trying to do their own thing, which is totally fair.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but having an all girl crew was pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember in the early 2000s, Lauren Graham made that all-girl
Oh
snowboard movie
yeah.
in Whistler.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we're
And now,
really
of
dating
course,
ourselves.
and now, of
Where is
course,
she now?
she's in LA.
Is she just making movies?
Yeah, she had a kid. She just had a kid. So,
That's awesome.
yeah. And of course, Jess Camira crushing it on that front now.
Totally. Like all the girls, even in the competition side of things, they're just taking snowboarding to a level that's insane. And I talk about this in my ChatGPT one is like the future of snowboarding. Where is it going? What's happening?
Yeah.
Well, this is the real first generation to start snowboarding at like 3 years old when we started skiing. So
Yeah.
obviously things are going to become insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's just a part of your life. You didn't have to learn
Yeah,
it.
totally. It's really cool to see. And then ChatGPT asked me about like AI, not AI, virtual reality
Right?
and snowboarding. And I was like, oh, how can you use that? I guess like if you had your own point of view, because like when you're competing, you visualize, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
visualize what you're gonna do. So if I was down and out, I'd be like, okay, I can like visualize myself in the half pipe and doing
Yeah.
that. And then like, I guess if you had virtual reality from that point of view, maybe, but you still need to have some skill to snowboard. It's not like you can put just like Joe Schmo on a snowboard and then they become an Olympian. That's not how it works. They
No.
tried that. They tried that.
I
Canada
mean,
tried that with
right.
gymnasts back in the day. And I was like, this is a disaster.
It didn't work.
Absolutely not.
There have been some success with rollerbladers becoming slopestyle skiers,
Kaya, yeah.
but
But
still,
Kaya's
it's
like,
edging and it's the real world, right? Like you're still in the real world,
yeah,
you
you're
know,
in.
whether
Well, like in that instance, it's the same as figure skating. Like figure skating is a great complementary sport for snowboarding and skiing because you get edge awareness.
yeah,
And with
yeah, yeah,
rollerblading, you get air awareness.
yeah.
It's
And
pretty
there's
cool.
rails.
Yeah. Oof, I'm not a rail rider.
Me neither. Okay, I don't have a proper fast fast flow, whatever you call it, where you just hammer questions,
Oh,
rapid
rapid
fire.
fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I did want to know what challenges you these days.
Oh, my workouts challenge me.
Yeah.
Um, what challenges? This is such a good question. Um, I think I think like any day on the mountain when I get a new client, that challenges me as well.
Yeah.
Because and I like that because I never know really what I'm gonna get, who I'm gonna get, and you kind of just gotta go with the flow and see what happens, and then watching them progress is like my favorite. Honestly, today, this morning, having two girls I'd never met before, never snowboarded, and I only had a half a day with them, and got them turning down magic chair. Ugh,
Pretty good, right? Well,
challenge accepted.
and just change somebody's life,
Oh, they're so
right? In a
stoked.
in a positive way. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
That
I
might
don't.
lead into the second question. Like what gets you
Okay.
excited? What gets you most excited these
Uh,
days?
what gets me so most excited? Probably that. I like seeing smiles on other people's faces. Also, I get excited over a good book. I'm like,
Um,
I'm 8 books in this year so far.
Pretty
I'm
good.
kind of a nerd.
That's good. Well, that's on the list. What's the best book you've read this year? Or one of your favorites?
Okay, well, oh, we just started a book club, me and my friend, which I'm excited about. That's not the book that I would choose. That was Yellow Face. I did not overly care for that one. Only I could talk about books forever. I've read It Ends With You and It Starts With You, and I just blazed through those two books. Just as it's such a good story. It's freaking harsh but good.
All right. Well, for me, it was a Megan Fox book of poetry.
She has
You
a book
know
of
that?
poetry.
Yeah, it's really good too. It's pretty pissed off. It's got shit kicker boots on and it's out there for blood, but
Oh,
Yeah,
but I asked you about the Britney one. I'm on the wait list to read the Britney book.
uh, you could borrow mine.
I might need to.
Hot Cow has it. It's in Whistler right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want
Yeah.
to read that. I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't make my cut as a favorite of the year,
That's understandable. But
but
interesting
okay,
to read. Interesting to read. No,
definitely
I've just
sad.
been,
It's a horror story, really. But
yeah, frick.
um, what makes you most angry or frustrated?
My brother. That was a
Okay,
quick answer.
there we
Only because
go.
he knows how to push my buttons.
Yeah, and I was
But
gonna
I love
say,
him.
speaking about frustration, let's talk about golf.
Oh, also frustrating,
How
but I
long? How
love
long
it.
have you been into golf?
Probably the last 4 years, and I'm addicted. It's a problem.
Right.
I'm going to play this afternoon.
What? Where?
At the simulator. I'm in the golf
Oh, the
league.
simulator, of course. Is it fun?
Yeah.
Do people go to the
Yes.
simulator and just drink a beer and crank out 18 holes in the
I
simulator?
I haven't drank there yet.
Right.
But I think a lot of people probably do.
Yeah. So
No,
it's
it's
close
good to
enough.
get.
You were just talking about AI and virtual reality and snowboarding,
Yeah.
how it doesn't work, but with golf, it does
It
enough.
doesn't. It doesn't. So it's interesting. For the drive, it's good, and for like the irons, it's good. But for chipping and putting, nah,
Right.
it's the stupidest thing ever. And chipping and putting is like the biggest part of your game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So it's
it's
really
not
just an
there yet.
ego.
It just needs
No.
to be a bigger room with a movable green, and the screen
Oh,
comes up after your drives, and you have to actually chip and putt.
yes. Are we going to invest in this? What are we doing here?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I've probably got some. I could go dig up 35 cents in the couch, and we're in.
Okay, golf. We've got it figured
Yeah.
out. No,
Um, I guess that's all I've got.
those are good questions though. They're
Yeah.
hard.
Rapid fire. I'll start using the chat GPT.
I did it on Roberta, and I like had her here with me,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, let's pull it up so you can see how it works." And I literally was like 10 more questions and they just
Yeah.
came out.
It's
It's
pretty
pretty
crazy.
it's
I
bizarre.
know.
It's
As a writer, right? I didn't think that AI was going to take my job first, or
right.
the visual artists first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought, that the teller at the grocery store, okay, I can understand, right?
Right.
But yeah, no, they're coming for us.
I know, but I don't think so because I don't think that they could write anything from the heart like a human does.
Yeah, I don't, I they can't yet. Give them 6 weeks though.
Oh, it's so scary.
I know. I try every year, every time. I'm like, all right, I got my idea for the introduction to the magazine, and I say,
Yeah.
okay, let's go. Chat GPT, write it in the style of me,
Right.
but I don't think it knows who I am, right? But you can train it. If
You
I really
can
wanted to, I could train it.
Yeah, I know you that's not hard. You just put it in the back end of it and tell them who you are. And I did that for my thing. It's
Uh,
silly.
That's not the new Olympics logo. Put it in the back end and tell them who you are. Free condoms for everyone.
You get a
Um,
condom and you get a condom.
if I do that, maybe it would be able to replicate me, but it hasn't been able to yet.
Yeah,
To a level that
good.
I was happy with.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So, what's going to happen with your pod now?
Oh, I
Have you
gotta
got another series in line or?
not quite yet. I was thinking of doing a summer athletes series and then because I had Roberta on, I was like, well, maybe I should actually like do a snowboard girls series.
Right.
But I'll probably hit them up in the summer when they're not as
Maybe you should
busy.
do golf.
I know, do you know, I've reached out to Brooke Henderson a couple times.
You should get
Who's Paulina?
Paulina Gretzky.
Oh,
She's married to a golfer. I'm sure she probably golfs a little bit.
yeah, I would like to do a golf series, but I feel like I'm too, pun intended, green,
Of course.
with golf right
Yeah.
now. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'd be able to ask the right questions.
It's
Well,
kind
maybe
of
I could.
it's kind of an old sport. A lot of tradition, a lot of
Yeah.
stupid traditions, but definitely a lot of traditions.
Imagine I had someone on that was PGA and then there was like, what do you think about live?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Imagine you have on someone that doesn't let women at their course.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, that's who you should have on and be like,
that
what's the
is.
deal with you? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a
Are
crazy
there
world.
still courses that don't have women?
Uh, I believe there probably are.
Probably
Let's
in the
find out.
UK.
I think that the crappiest thing you can think of is going on somewhere, so there probably are.
It's true. It's true. I did golf in the UK for my first time last year, and there weren't that many women out there, but it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I
I mean, that's
enjoyed
the birthplace, right?
it. Yeah. Scotland. Is it Scotland? I don't know. Probably somewhere there.
Yeah, I believe it is Scotland.
Hmm.
All right. Well, it could be golf season soon. I'm confident that we're going to get a winter, but
Wait, what day is it? It is February 5th, and
February
it's
5th,
green outside.
it's pretty great. Like you could go golf the Whistler course right now.
And I would be happy, but they would not because
They
I would
definitely
ruin
would
their
not.
greens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
This
was thinking, I was wondering if they were going to open up golf earlier this year.
one year it snowed on my birthday, May long weekend. So you can never say never with weather,
Anything's
right?
possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're just like shifting a month forward. Is that the right way?
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
I
Everything's
think
a mess.
our December is now January,
Right.
or maybe it's just gonna, I don't know.
Or maybe our January is just March.
Do you think we're done?
Some people think we're done.
The
I don't think
groundhog
we are.
did.
I'm super optimistic. I want to be optimistic all the time because I prefer it to the other way. But
The groundhog saw its shadow, though. I did Google that the other day.
perfect. That's I mean we're
Well,
we're safe then if the groundhog.
no, that means spring's happening soon.
No, doesn't it go back in its hole if it sees its shadow and gets scared and then we get another month of winter?
I don't know. I just Googled it and it said the
Oh.
spring will be early and it's the saw its shadow, but I could be wrong.
We're going out with a whisper on this. We're going out with a whimper on this pod where we neither of us really know what we're talking about. But the groundhog, first of all, they don't even live in Whistler. So it's fine. It's a marmot and it lives on the mountain and it's under snow and it's hibernating. And also that's how they're gonna send people to other planets is by studying these hibernating mammals because they just slow down their metabolism. I think the ground squirrel in Alaska, its heart only beats 2 times per minute while it's hibernating. So it doesn't shit, it doesn't need food, it doesn't age, it doesn't do anything. And that's how they're going to get us to Mars instead of hooking you up to a robot that's cleaning you and nourishing you and then you get there and you're a year older.
It's like The Passenger.
They got to
Have
find
you
out what
watched that?
enzyme these ground nesting animals release to go into hibernation.
Have you seen The Passenger movie with Jennifer Lawrence?
I know that's your favorite movie to kick back and relax when you're doing something else. I
And
don't
you
think I've
would
seen it. I love Jennifer Lawrence.
watch it, because that's it. That's it.
Is Bradley Cooper in it? No, that's something else.
No, it's what's his face from the Marvel movie Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah,
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
All right.
Space feet. Let's not go.
Let's just invent that golf simulator instead.
Can't wait.
I will see you in less than a month at the Whistler Blackcomb Foundation fundraiser.
I look forward to it every year.
Let's see if we can best our performance last year.
You better not have tequila shots.
Mercedes, thank you so much. What a treat. As always, great to see you and connect with you. And hopefully the listeners had a good time.
Thank you.
If people want to know about you or they want
Yeah.
to listen to your pod, you have a website, mercedesnicoll.com.
Yeah. And everything leads to there.
NICOLL is Nicoll.
Everything leads to there. You can find my podcast. You can find out more about me. Follow
I
me
got a
on
weird
social
security warning when I tried to find it.
No, I need to update that. That's on my list of things to do.
Okay, sweet. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. You too.
Well, all right. That website again is mercedesnicoll.com, and you should definitely check out her pod, Dropping In, wherever you get your podcasts. Beyond that, thanks for giving us your valuable time, dear listener. I know there are somewhere around 5.2 billion podcasts out there, and I also know that time keeps on slipping. So I appreciate you spending your time with us. If you happen to be in Whistler, February 23rd to 25th of this year, you could probably spend some of your time with myself and maybe a few others on the Mountain Life team, because we're going to be up there for the Arc'teryx Backcountry Academy. There's an après happy hour kind of thing going down to the Vendor Village in the Whistler Conference Center from 2 to 5 p.m. There's also an art show running from noon each day that celebrates 8 or 9 contemporary Indigenous artists, including Levi Nelson, who is one of the first guests right here on Live It Up with Mountain Life. Artist Alice Gus will also have some work there. She's from the Squamish Nation and is hopefully someone we can get on the pod in the future. Alice has a lot of excellent stories about canoeing and is thus after my heart. In any case, be sure to check out that art show if you're around Whistler, and maybe we can see you at Après. Beyond that, don't forget to hit up mountainlifemedia.ca for all the stories from the latest midwinter issues of Coast Mountains and the Blue Mountains mag. And there are slick new toques and other rad stuff available in the Mountain Life shop. Thanks to Shania Rules and Adrian Gendro for the voiceover and guitar licks we all know and love. And thanks again to you all for tuning in. Colin will be back in a couple weeks with a new guest, and until then, have a great Valentine's Day, and remember to always leave the campsite and the backcountry hut better than you found it.